Okay, so now we are in modules. I am going down to online week 3. And you know that we begin from the top, down, top, down. Okay, so kindly read first, online week 3. Okay, and remember, this is a discussion board, so you guys can write your messages here. So you could connect with your classmates, connect with your teacher. Okay, so kindly read your items slowly and carefully. Please note that the deadline to submit missing coursework for online week 1 and 2 is September 23 at 11 a.m. Once again, late submissions will not be accepted after September 23 at 11 a.m. The deadline to submit grade corrections with remote teacher email is September 23 at 4:30 p.m. Corrections after then will not be accepted in lieu of progress report deadline. So I'm not accepting grade corrections after September 24 at 4:30 p.m. because I need to submit your grades the next day at 8 a.m. I think they moved it to 10 o'clock, but I'm not going to risk it because, oh, I remember why I'm not doing that. Because we have office hours from 9:30 to 10:30. That's why. I remember. So I'm not accepting grade corrections after 4:30 p.m. because we have office hours from 9:30 to 10:30. So I will not be able to do last minute grade corrections. So please make sure that you submit all of your missing coursework on Wednesday, September 23 at 11 a.m. and that grade corrections are submitted September 24, 4:30 p.m. Remember, you need to have your remote teacher email me, and then corrections after that will not be accepted. Okay, our objectives for the week are I can identify comparisons in text, determine the purpose of text comparisons, and define and identify analogies by thoughtfully completing my Lesson 7 connections activity. I can identify how dialogue and events in a short story move the story forward and demonstrate a character's personality by completing my Lesson 8 moving a story forward activity. Number 3, I can identify the theme of a short story, conclude analysis, and explain how different media represent stories in diverse ways by completing my Lesson 10A, Evaluate Mediums activity, and Lesson 10B, a Retrieve Reformation activity. So this week, you will post attendance every day before 3 p.m. And then this week, you should have submitted last week's activity, which is Lesson 3, Theme Quiz, and Lesson 5, Mature Writing Quiz. This week, you will complete Lesson 7, Connections and Connections activity, Lesson 8, moving a story forward and moving story forward activity, Lesson 9, Complete how theme develops, Lesson 10, Evaluate Mediums. And then we have 2 graded activities for this week, which is Lesson 10A, Evaluate Mediums activity, and Lesson 10B, a Retrieve Reformation activity. So when you do Lesson 7, Lesson 8, Lesson 9, Lesson 10, they are all connected with each other. You guys will be reading a retrieved reformation in chunks. So the story, A Retrieved Reformation by O. Henry, is explained in these activities in chunks. So please remember, do not skip the activities so that way you understand what we're doing. So remember, once again, they're all connected, and then you guys are going to do a retrieve reformation in chunks. So do not skip the activities. So for the enrichment, the writer of A Retrieve Reformation used O. Henry as his pen name. That's not his real name, and he's one of the short story classic writers here. And so That's not his pen name. So if you want to figure out, or if you want to find out what his real name is, please go to our enrichment activity. So he was imprisoned and wanted a new start after his release. And because he was incarcerated before, or he was thrown in prison, he wanted to start fresh and anew. And that's why he used the name O. Henry. What O stands for, we don't know. And he didn't explain it. So it's a mystery. And if you find the answer to that, please let me know. So learn more about his biography and how this short story shows parallelism with his own life. And I'm not going to give you any spoilers other than the main character of A Retrieved Reformation was imprisoned once, and then he got out of prison, or he was released from prison, and then his story started. So O. Henry was the same way. He was imprisoned, and then after his release, he wanted to start fresh. So we are moving forward. Once again, we're not meeting in teams, although we have office hours daily. So this is our suggested pacing for the week. For Monday, please complete lesson 7 connections and lesson 7 connections activity. Although this is not a graded activity, please kindly take it seriously as if you were taking a quiz, because this is going to serve as your practice. So if you are in person, learning in school, your teacher will give you like practice activities and seat work and individual work. So this is ours. So please make sure that you're not skipping these activities, because they are going to help you learn and practice your skills. All right, for Tuesday, you guys are going to complete lesson 8, moving a story forward, and you're going to complete that activity as well. It's not graded, but please kindly take it seriously. And then your enrichment activity is optional. Wednesday, you guys are going to complete lesson 9, how theme develops. And then I wrote on here, deadline to submit missing coursework for online week 1 and online week 2 is at 11 a.m. So once again, late submissions will not be accepted. And remember to do the activity in order, so chronological. Lesson 7 first, lesson 8 next, and then lesson 9. And then on Thursday, your suggested pacing guide is lesson 10, evaluate mediums. You guys are going to read the short story, A Retrieved Reformation by O. Henry. You guys are going to love it. And then you guys are going to watch O. Henry's Jimmy Valentine short story film that was created in 1985. So although it was filmed in 1985, the setting of the story is not 1985. So as you guys can see in the movie, it's like older, when there were still carriages, there weren't any cars. So it was set during the time of O. Henry, but not necessarily in 1985. Well, it's not in 1985. So you guys are going to read the story first. And then after you read the story, you guys are going to watch the video. And then I also wrote on here that the deadline to submit grade corrections with remote teacher email is at 4:30 p.m. So if you skip the announcements and you are just now reading this, please go back to the announcements and read the announcements. So if you skip the announcements and if you are just now watching this, please kindly go back to our announcements or watch the video about our announcements. It's on the homepage and it's in the announcements page. So please kindly go back and read that. Watch it. Read and watch it. Okay. And so this is what you're going to complete on Thursday. And then on Friday, September 25th, you are going to complete lesson 10A, evaluate mediums activity. It's due on Monday, September 28th. As much as I would like to make it due on Friday, I can't, because obviously our pattern is whatever you're assigned this week, it's always due next week on a Monday. So whatever you're assigned this week, it's always due next week on a Monday. So whatever you're assigned this week, it's always due next week on a Monday. So hence the due date for this one is September 28th. And then for this graded activity, lesson 10B, a retrieved reformation activity, this is due on September 28th, Monday. So once again, if you have any specific questions, post it in our discussion board right here, just to make sure that you guys don't oh, I need to make those corrections again. So just to make sure, this is also here in our Kindly Read First. The same is information is in our announcement, and the same video was made for this. Okay. And then a few important information. I have work hours, and sadly I don't work 24 hours, thank goodness. But I work from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. If I don't answer your email right away, please be patient. I do have 396 students plus the grown-ups in charge of you, so it takes me forever to grade work. Like, seriously, all my grading hours, like all my work hours, will just be devoted to grading. So in addition to grading, I also email, I also set up our classroom, I also have office hours. So I'm one busy woman. So please kindly be patient with me in responding to anything. I try my best to respond within 24 hours and in the order that I received it. So with that being said, please be considerate, respectful, read our announcement, kindly read first, slowly and mindfully follow our lessons. Don't skip stuff. And it's like, Miss Rogers, I didn't find this. My friend, it's in Canvas. I'm very thorough with instructions, so it's in Canvas. Please kindly submit your coursework on time. So if you didn't submit something on time and you're like, Miss Rogers, can you please unlock this for me? My friend, I grab a ticket. So I am trying my hardest to get through every single email and every single request. So if I am not able to unlock things for you immediately, you are probably number 98 on my list of things to do. So I am doing things according to the email I've received, and I am catering to students first come, first served. So if you ask me first, you get service first. And if you ask me last, you get service last. So I'm trying to do it in the order that I have received your requests. So please make sure that you are specific when you email. Include your first and last name, your grade, and your school, because I have tons of kids. And then please kindly use your Canvas email or your district provided Office Outlook when you email, so it is not blocked by iBoss or the web filter, because some emails have been blocked already. And so if I don't get to it, or if I don't receive it, then obviously I can't read it. So please, once again, use Canvas or your district provided Outlook. All right, I hope this information was helpful to you, and I hope I explained it well. Once again, if you have questions, attend our office hours and email me.